So what is the Peeping Tom law? Everybody throws that around. You're peeping Tom. You're peeping Tom, like when you see somebody spying, or like in the movies, like older movies. I'm dating myself. But older movies, when they'd be like a guy like look in the window, oh, it's a peeping Tom! Oh, like the girls in camp or whatever in a cabin or something, and peeping Tom. So what is a peeping Tom exactly? We've all come to know a peeping Tom as somebody who, like just peers in on women. And that's not too far off. They're usually peering in on women when the women are in like a private area. So I once had an attorney try to accuse me of violating the Peeping Tom law, and I knew that we didn't, because the Peeping Tom law is very specific. It's not just looking at somebody through a window. And by the way, we're allowed to do that. So if we're parked on a public street and you have a big bay window in the front and you're standing in front of it and you're like just doing exercises or you're dancing or you're looking out the window, if I can see you from the street and your neighbors can see you from the street, you don't have an expectation to privacy. So there's nothing wrong if you're the subject of my investigation that I take a picture of you. It's perfectly legal. But what this attorney was trying to say was that I was violating the Peeping Tom law by doing just that. There was a woman in her window and she was cleaning her dishes. And I could see her from the street cleaning her dishes. Does that sound like I violated the Peeping Tom law? So here's what the Peeping Tom law is. The Peeping Tom law is very specific. It is when you basically gain entry and you're able to see, you're peering in, whether it be through opening a door or opening a window and peering in and looking in or looking down over a fence or whatever. You're making your way in, you're peering in at somebody who is in a compromising position, so to speak. They might be somewhat naked. They might be canoodling in bed. Anything that would create an image that the person who's doing the peering could use that image to humiliate or embarrass or threaten or intimidate the person that they took the picture of with. So that's completely inappropriate. That's not anything that we would ever do. So when lawyers accuse me of violating the Peeping Tom law, I immediately know that I didn't, and I stop them in their tracks. In fact, sometimes I like to have a little fun with it. Like, do you know what the Peeping Tom law is? Yes, I do. And then they're like, okay, never mind, moving on to the next question, because they know we didn't violate it. But as an investigator, you better know that if you have to peer around or peer into or open a door or open a window or move a shade and you think like, oh man, I'm gonna get the money shot, you're gonna be out a lot of money in legal fees. So I suggest that you don't do that.